If you've welcome to today's show, Brain Chip Wars. That's right, Brain Chip Wars. We all know Elon Musk has the Neuralink, and I've obviously been warning people because they think that Elon Musk is some type of savior for free speech, when in reality we shouldn't even be having this debate. We shouldn't need somebody to do what's going on here to bring free speech back, but it's all part of the show. It's smoke and mirrors. It's not really real. But what I was warning people about was the chip with Elon Musk, because they need to get people on the right to be accepting of this technology. The people on the left will do, and whatever is told to them, they will do. If you tell them to sit on dynamite that's lit, they will sit on it, and they will probably enjoy it, the majority of them, okay? They will do whatever. They need to work the people on the right and get them to be okay and accept this technology and take the mark. So we see Elon Musk now coming in as a savior of free speech and pushing the Neuralink. But just like everything in this illusion of a world we live in, we need the illusion of choice. So we have another company who is giving competition to Elon Musk over the Neuralink. They have their own version of it. The company's called Synchron, and they've begun human trials of its brain implant that lets the wearer control a computer using thought alone. It is frightening. Take a look.
We're building something we think is going to be transformative. Technology capable of streaming direct thought for people who, through injury or disease, have lost the capacity to move or speak.
Brain-computer interfaces are a technology that record from a particular area of the brain called the motor cortex.
It's a progressive disease that will eventually cause me to lose my voice and the use of my limbs. But I've embarked on a trial using a Stentrode device.
The promise and the hope of this technology is to regain independence for people who have lost their physical independence. What we're doing differently is using the blood vessels as the natural highway into the brain and lacing the inside of the blood vessels with electrodes or sensors that can record activity from the brain.
Those signals travel through a lead that exits out the body through a telemetry unit that goes into a computer, and those signals can be interpreted by the computer into different types of actions or commands.
When the system's connected, we'll be able to see the neural signal flowing through, and we'll spend some time studying those signals while the participant performs specific movements or the participant thinks about performing those movements.
We can translate these signals into switches or clicks. If a patient really wants to use the computer, for example, we can offer them a mouse click, and they can start using the mouse as they would have before they were paralysed.
That platform then is like a Bluetooth out of your brain to control a computer or a device where there is no need for a keyboard or a mouse. This is a truly hands-free, brain-controlled platform.
So Graham can right now surf the web, write up Word documents, check his emails, do basically everything that a person normally can on a computer, using nothing but his brain and his eyes.
Even now, I find it a bit mind-boggling that he can do that. I sort of got the concept of what they're doing, but how it's working, I still find it a little bit awe-inspiring, actually.
The best way this goes is that someone who's had a severe injury, who has had the best part of their life ripped away from them in terms of independence, gets control back in a way that lets them be their best person.
We've done the first step, and it's really exciting to think about where it's going to go next.
So the device is the size of a paperclip. No relation, of course, to Operation Paperclip. Oh, right, there probably is, but that's another story for another day. The paperclip, the chip, which is the size of a paperclip, will be implanted in 6 patients as part of the trial. The implant enables patients to control digital devices just by thinking, just by thought. This is very necessary. I mean, are people aware of what's going on here? They're going to control your mind, your thoughts. It sounds like a crazy conspiracy, right? It's exactly what it is. They flat out tell you this. So it wouldn't be a conspiracy, it would be actually fact. So Elon Musk's Neuralink rival, Synchron, has begun their human trials of its brain implant that lets the wearer control a computer using thought. The firm's brain implant, about the size of a paperclip, which I said. Stentrode will let patients control digital devices just by thinking and give them back the ability to perform daily tasks, including texting, emailing, and shopping online. Because, of course, it's too difficult to actually text or email with your fingers or shop online. So why not just think it all? And then when you accidentally think of something disgusting or something as a joke, you'll automatically buy it in your Amazon cart, right? I mean, huh? Although the implant has already been implanted and tested in Australian patients, the new clinical trial, and this is as of May 5th, so this is new, the new trial marks the first time it will be tested in America. If successful, the Stentrode brain implant could be sold as a commercial product aimed at patients to regain their independence and quality of life. Synchron appears to be advancing at a quicker pace than its rival in the field, Neuralink, which is owned by Musk. Now, could this be just a different, you can have this one versus that one? Remember, they love to do the illusion of choice when it's all owned and controlled by the same people. Okay, if you haven't seen like who owns and controls all the food, you're like, should I get Cheerios or should I get that no-name brand Cheerios on the shelf below? It's the same thing. It's got the same ingredients. It's just marked at a different price because you don't have the Cheerio logo on the same people own it. Like mac and cheese. You want Kraft or you want Stouffer's? It's the same garbage, but guess what? It's the illusion that you get to pick so you feel empowered. Well, same thing here. I believe they'll do the same thing with the metaverse. There'll be multiple metaverses, multiple companies, because some people will be like, I don't want to do it because I don't like Mark Zuckerberg. And honestly, left or right, does anyone know anybody who likes Mark Zuckerberg or trusts him? I don't think so. So there'll be the illusion, and maybe they're doing this now. And again, the company's not brand new, but maybe they're talking about it now and bringing it out in the public more, is because maybe they don't want it to seem like Musk is forcing this onto people, right? Because people like me, suddenly they're starting to talk about rival companies of Neuralink because, people like me and you are calling out Musk. How many people are calling out Musk as one of them? I've been covering Musk for years. The quantum computers, how, the Neuralink can be injected into you. I have tons of videos that have been taken down over the years talking about him. And suddenly he's, everybody in the media is like, he's the best, he's the greatest, he's saving free speech. There's only a few of us who are calling out what is going on, right? But they want you to stay inside the left-right divide. They want you to still worship people like Elon Musk because that's how this whole thing works. They don't want people fully awake and aware. They give them small half-truths. So, although the implant's already been implanted, like I said, in Australia, it's now in America. If successful, the Stentrode brain implant could be sold as a commercial product. Here in the States, you could see some of the pictures of this thing, and you saw that video clip of what it's capable of doing. That really looks normal, right? We need to get this electrical current inside of our veins. What in the world? And people are okay with this stuff because it shows you how dumbed down people are. They've seen it in movies. They've been desensitized to it. They're like, what's the big deal? Isn't it like the guy in the X-Men? What? Magneto or whoever? Give me a break. Synchron's clinical trial called Command is being conducted under the first investigational device exemption awarded by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, one of the most corrupt organizations in the world. The FDA, the CDC. Remember, the FDA, who, to get food on the shelves, it needs to be approved by the FDA, so we should automatically trust them. Check the side of any box in your cabinet and look at the crap that's in it and tell me if that's safe for you to eat, let alone the fact that the FDA approved food that was put on shelves that contained weed killer. So for anyone out there that wants to mix their Cheerios with weed killer, well, guess what? The FDA already allowed that to happen until people actually performed tests and experiments and got sick from eating the weed killer, and then they had to say, oopsies, not our fault, just like Johnson & Johnson, just like these other companies that are just passing the diseases and the illnesses around and nobody says boo. The IDE, the investigational device exemption, allows a device to be used in a clinical study in order to collect data on its safety and effectiveness. The Command study progress of the Synchron technology development through the feasibility stage as we prepare for our pivotal trial. This first patient enrollment under an IDE for a permanently implanted BCI brain-computer interface is a major milestone for the entire field as we advance our solution for the 5 million people in the United States living with paralysis. Now, one of the things, too, if you've listened to me over the years talking about the Neuralink and the dangers of transhumanism and how they're going to market it, is to end diseases. Transhumanism will get rid of diseases. People who can't walk will now be able to walk. It'll be marketed as this miracle chip, this miracle implant. Oh, it's inside of your brain. It can fight off all diseases because it sees it coming ahead of time. All these things that they've created anyway, because all these diseases that people suffer from, like cancer, are brought on by them. And the things that they put in our food and they dump on us from the sky. So, and stuff people willingly put in their bodies thinking that it's going to do one thing when in reality it does another. So they'll market this and tell everybody that it's going to stop disease, it's going to help you live longer, it's going to help you anti-age, all those things that we've constantly seen our society obsess over. Oh, I don't get wrinkles. Oh, great. I have, that's my favorite of all the stuff. The people obsess over Botox and things like that. And they're like, look, don't I look younger? No. You look like a mutant. You look exactly like what I would expect an alien to look like. Your face looks like it's plastic and it can't move. But they tell people that it's normal. They laugh while people follow. Monkey see, monkey do. And then they all do that to themselves. Anyway, on the subject of that, the point of me saying it is that we live in a society that is so self-absorbed. All they need to do is market those types of things, and people will be on board. Oh, and I'll never get sick either? Nope. Oh, and will it help a paralyzed person walk? Yep. Oh, this is a miracle. People who are against it, who are against science and against the evolvement, man evolving. Meanwhile, they're reading your thoughts, controlling your thoughts, and manipulating your mind. And on top of that, if you even have a bad thought for 3 seconds in your head while you're in the shower, just any thought about Big Brother, about the government, they'll be at your door so fast you won't even be able to squeeze out an SPD. That's how quick they'll get there. And they'll say, you thought this? You thought what? You're under arrest. You're a danger. And people will be like, yeah, it's great. I don't think, it's unbelievable. As long as you have perverse, disgusting, disturbing thoughts like most of the liberal people have, that'll be okay. But anything that's questioning the government or Big Brother, then you will be deemed a threat. So the brain chip is here. You're going to have options, folks. Just like a BMW or a Ferrari or a Mercedes or a Lexus, there'll be multiple companies that are trying to, and I think Apple will be one as well, who will try to get people comfortable with the technology. And, oh, I trust that brand. Okay, well, guess what? They offer a brain chip too. I wouldn't be surprised if Coca-Cola offers it or McDonald's. Hey, get your brain chip. It's free. Get it with your hamburger. Okay, because that's the way it's going to go. They're going to want it in people's bodies, so it's going to be offered for very, very cheap. Keep an eye on these stories, folks. We're living in this time period where some of the most insane things ever thought are actually occurring, and people want it. People are going to want the brain chip. People are going to want to give up control because they don't realize, they just think to themselves, I'm not doing anything. What do I care? And then Bill Gates comes out, and all these disgusting, disturbing demons come out, and they're like, oh, like we want to track you? What do I care where you're going and what you're doing? And then the people just go, exactly. Why would Bill Gates want to track us? Why would they want to follow us? Why would they want to know our thoughts? I don't know, because they're sick and they want total control. I think we've seen already that they want control of our lives in every way possible. If people aren't aware of that, just look at what's going on right now and what's been going on the last 2 years now. It's about control.